Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley, and today I'm gonna be talking all about how to survive a 24-hour write-a-thon. Spoiler alert, I did not. Also, yes, I'm coming to you live from my new car because I needed a space to film that was different than my house. So you're welcome. Hello. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my thoughts on participating in a 24-hour write-a-thon. What I learned from participating in last Friday's 24-hour write-a-thon with Cavanaugh, and what I'll do next time when the next 24-hour write-a-thon rolls around. So, about participating in my very first 24-hour write-a-thon. Honestly, I did not wake up in time for the first stream of Kate's. It was around 4 o'clock a.m. my time. Personally, I started at 6 a.m. Eastern and ended up at 1 a.m. Eastern. I had really high hopes, but did I meet them? No. But I had a lot of fun throughout the day. Here are some stats in case you're interested. I am still in the revision phase. I know I've talked a lot about what I'm doing for Camp NaNoWriMo this year, and that has pretty much transitioned into revising my NaNoWriMo 2020 project, aka Project Sword Lesbians. Talked a lot about it in a lot of videos, so definitely check those out. So I am thick in the revisions. I am up to my head in all of them. That's really involved, honestly, a lot of writing from scratch. I didn't really anticipate it, but especially this middle section that I've got going, I'm combining sections from the end with everything in the middle. I'm writing a huge amount of new dream sequences and everything, and just a lot to really flesh out my characters' motivations, their themes of the story and everything, and really where I want it to go. So basically on Friday, I was writing a completely new scene for this chapter to take it in a completely new direction. Honestly, the streams where I was actively participating were when I was the most productive. Basically, Kate's streams that I was in officially on camera, my stream that I did on Twitch at 4, and the ones that I was really active in chat, which weren't a lot because I was also simultaneously doing a lot of internship work during the day. So I was, balancing a lot of balls in the air. I was balancing a lot of work, and honestly, I'm trying not to blame myself for, quote unquote losing or anything, because honestly I didn't. Losing in my opinion would have meant no words at all, but my total word count for the day actually ended up being 1,425 new words. Honestly, that's nothing to scoff at in my opinion. At least I wrote something, at least I was energized to write, at least I solved some problems in my narrative that I was really stuck on in the days before. So I'm gonna view that as a win. I didn't stay up for the full 24 hours, and that's fine, but honestly I'm gonna get more into that during this next section, which is all about what I learned. So I usually love structured events like this. I've participated in a lot of them before. I'm pretty sure that I did the Worldwide Writeathon organized by Jessica Williamson. I put together the Virtual Writing Renaissance Fair in the fall, and I've participated in a few very structured 10K word days, as well as, NaNoWriMo in 2020. I was vlogging every single day and I was writing every single day. Events like this can be, I've found, usually to be a hit or miss for me. I've talked a lot about on this channel my productivity and how it's so tied to my motivation and my willingness to participate, which kind of sounds like a no-brainer, but it's taken me this long to figure that out, so honestly, it was a very long week, and I had bad news at the beginning, which affected my motivation. For the streams I both hosted and participated in, I made a lot of great strides. I really was completely focused for those specific structured times when I knew I had to write. I wasn't in the best headspace for the event, but I did actively write in the streams I was quote unquote required to write in, namely mine at 4 p.m. Eastern, and Kate's that I was talking with everybody in. That one was kind of the end of the day for her, and it was kind of in the evening for me, so we were kind of on opposite sides of the Writeathon then, but I still felt like it was really, really productive still. The whole Writeathon kind of felt like, when you're forced to do something, you do it, especially when there's other people supporting you. Like, for the streams, I directly had my Twitch chat, I had in Kate Cavanaugh's video or stream, obviously I had Kate, obviously I had Sherry and Dai, all the lovely co-hosts who were right there with me. It was really that aspect that encouraged me to actively get words on the page, and I know that's been a consistent theme throughout AuthorTube and throughout my channel this year, like the supportive community of writers cheering you on, and that's been really, really valuable to me. I'm glad that it came in clutch during the Writeathon, especially when the beginning wasn't so great. That leads into what I would do for next time. What would I do differently? Well, a lot of things. I would take the week to prepare more. I'd prepare ahead of time, not with exactly what I'm going to write, because I knew that. I was in the middle of the story, I was really in chapter 6, but how I'm going to write and when. I would also be prepared to go to bed earlier on multiple days. I think my lack of preparation for the Writeathon itself was probably a big part in decreased motivation. I didn't really have it all together. There was really no singular solid plan besides the streams. And, if things happen that are out of my control, then I plan on giving myself the room to be flexible. I know the amount of time spent writing or the staying up for the full 24 hours was supposed to be the biggest thing in participating in this event, but it didn't end up for me that way, and that's fine. Obviously, I would have liked it to be different, but you can't change what already happened, and honestly, I'm glad that I at least gave it the old college try, if anything. Another pro tip that I learned is that I would really change up where I was sitting. I really only spent most of the day in one chair and then stood up when I streamed. I also stood up at the same place for when I was streaming with Kate, and something that really sapped my motivation personally was when I spent the last hour or so in bed with my laptop, and it just made me way more tired than was good for concentrating and for actually getting the work done that I wanted to, and that ideally I would have accomplished if not for, the temptation of my bed. So definitely next time I would change up where I was sitting, where I went throughout the day, and I wouldn't immediately think that I could crash or write in bed during the last hour, because that affected me way more than I thought it would. Some more tips that I have are just to drink lots of water. I think that would have been good for overall, any day with participating in a writing event. Eat lots of food, have lots of snacks on hand, just anything that you can grab at any given moment when you're feeling peckish. I would also say to take as many breaks as you need. A full 24 hours. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Plan out your breaks / when you want to change things up. Go for a walk, if that's your seating area, if that's the part of the house that you're writing in. Just getting out of the house for a period of time. Write somewhere new. I know that I really wanted to go and write at the pond near my place, but unfortunately the weather was also pretty bad, so I couldn't do that either. I would also make an effort to put more variety into my routine, be spontaneous, as much as we can when we're all pretty much in our houses right now. Overall, the 24-hour Writeathon was a really good success for me, but it just needed more fun and more spontaneous elements for me to actually get my butt in gear and write the whole rest of the day that didn't have as much structure as I would have wanted to. I think creating your own structure for this kind of event is especially helpful, or at least for me, who's someone who prides themselves on planning and just creating a plan and hopefully just having that to stick to. And you can modify it during the event, that's fine, but just having that as something to refer to, I think that would have really helped me. But anyways, I hope you all really, really enjoyed all these tips that I learned from participating in the 24-hour Writeathon and what I'll do next time, Hopefully if there's a next time, I would really love to take another shot at this. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I know we're kind of in an unusual place today, but I really appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. Please don't don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time with another writing video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!